Let's get physical. It's Jordan here, back in with this week's update and all the physical releases coming to the Switch. We're in the second week of October, the 10th until the 14th. We're taking a look at retail, low prints, and imports. Let's jump in and see what we've got. Dragon Ball The Breakers. I tell you, Bandai are breaking the balls of European customers because there's nonsense ahoy. But first, the game. Dragon Ball The Breakers is a game. What kind of game it is? I think it's basically a game of hide and seek with Goku and Frieza. Basically Dead by Daylight. This literally makes no sense to me. I'm fine with developers mashing their franchises with new genres, but this is a weird stretch. It could be good, but then again, I'm not really a fan of Dragon Ball, nor of asymmetrical online games, so who am I to say if it's good or not? Anyways, back to the ball breaking. This is going to be available physically on a cartridge in North America and Japan, but Europe and Aussie land, ho, it is code in a box bullshit. I mean, I get it, it's an online only game, a cartridge isn't really needed since as soon as there's an update it's obsolete, but whatever, still bullshittery. So yeah, Europeans, if you don't want to vomit from buying a code in a box, check the links in the description, you can get an American copy. And just a reminder, if you live in North America, and if any of the retail releases shown here in this video take your fancy, and you want to buy them and support these videos, check the links in the description. Video Games Plus are a great company with free shipping over 80 Canadian dollars, and lots of rewards for returning customers. Thanks to everyone who has supported us so far. As always, every week, we give away a $10 discount to one person at random who bought something the previous week. And this week, the $10 winner is Adam P. Congratulations! At the end of today, you should check your emails. VGP will have sent you the coupon code. Thank you! Kamiwaza Way of the Thief is a game I'm mega hyped about. Why? Well, it's an old-ass PS2 game that never originally released outside of Japan. Until now. Instant buy from me, especially since it's by Acquire, known for their Way of the Samurai series, Tenchu, and more recently, Octopath Traveler. This is a dumb as hell stealth game where you sneak past borderline blind guards and nick everything you see. I appreciate they took the jank of PS2 era AI and made it humorous. I mean, scraping along the floor like you're a human slug and guards not noticing, it is genius. It's just funny, and I can't wait for this. It's something a bit different. I love my PS2 era games, and I will definitely be getting this. There is a standard edition, of course, but NIS on their website also have a collector's edition, which I may have to nab for myself. And our executive producer Ilissa, she knows what's up. This is her pick of the week. Train Life, a railway simulator, is a bit different. We're going from a cool Edo thief to a portly train driver. One for those who like to wear anoraks during sex. That's a joke, they don't have sex. It's best to get married first before you reveal your true colors as a train fanatic, because once you're married, it's very difficult for them to run away. Not impossible, just more difficult. This is releasing in North America this week, according to some places. In Europe, its fate seems unknown. I mean, there are listings, but they keep getting juggled around, but who knows. And our executive producer Precision Plague has chosen this as his pick of the week. Bassmaster Fishing 2022 Super Deluxe Edition is releasing this week, although I do want to keep saying Bassmaster, which I think would have been a better game since, you know, the bass is a very underrated instrument. But yeah, expect to go fishing. I mean, we've had trains, now we've got fishing. There's definitely something in the air this week. You know, anoraks do tend to reek. I've been fishing one time and my granddad got pissed off at me because I used all his bait to catch the same tiny fish over and over again. A pointless anecdote of my life. In Sound Mind is perhaps releasing this week. Hard to tell since it's been around the blocks a bit. This is almost Road Redemption levels of not releasing, but I think this week could be the magical week. This looks to be a fairly cool looking atmospheric first person horror game, which is definitely not what I imagined when I've been staring at a small thumbnail for the cover art for over a year. I literally thought this was an alien DJ, but no, he's just holding his hat. I don't know what I was thinking, but I was really surprised when I watched the trailer. It looks pretty good. Nascar Rivals. Oh yeah, are you sick to death of turning right? Do you wish you could just erase rightness from existence? Well, this may be the redneck sport for you. All I need to know is if the cars can crash, crumple, and explode. That's the only way I would consider this, but the trailer is not giving me too much hope. But our executive producer J Cross 77777776, he's waving his American flag good. It's his pick of the week. Star Trek Prodigy Supernova. I mean, I knew the Prodigy were all about fire starting, but a supernova is a bit far. I mean, everyone likes setting a car on fire once in a while, but exploding an entire solar system, that's just a cry for attention, guys. Oh look, it's Outright Games once again. Maybe they can afford to blow up the solar system with all the cash they're making with these licensed games every week. It looks like a simple action puzzle adventure game for kids. And Robotech, our executive producer, bit of a Trekkie fan, is his pick of the week. Winter Games 2023. Bet they popped their head out of the window, checked the weather and thought, yeah, it's a bit nippy. Release the Winter Games! Speed skating, snowboard cross, suicide taste test, curling. This has all your cold ass sporting needs. All I need to know is there a Jamaican bobsled team? Then this could end up being a day one buy. I mean, that looks Jamaican. It does, right? But I need 100% confirmation. Nickelodeon Kart Racers 3 Slime Speedway. We've been waiting 10 years for a new Mario Kart game, yet SpongeBob has farted out 3 in 3 years. What a productive little sea sponge. It's quite an achievement for something that doesn't have a digestive system. Expect more of the same type of gameplay we've had every year. What's changed in this entry? I don't care. A quick mention to Ultra Mega Extra Party Challenge, which is releasing in the US this week. I believe Europe should already have this if the moons have aligned. And a quick mention to Fantasy Friends Collection. Yeah, thanks to JP Switchmania for messaging me to bring this to my attention for you guys. Apparently this collection released in France last week. Not sure about anywhere else, but yeah, if you need more unicorns, this is an option. Alright, the Low Prince, man, Super Rare got something special this week. The Touryst is finally getting a physical release, one of the most highly requested physicals to happen. Made by a small but talented team at Shin-En, this is their most recent title, a game that reviewed very well despite being from a very different genre to their normal type of release. A gem of a game full of charm and character. I mean, just look at the name. They changed the I to a Y. If that's not cool, I don't know what is. It's an adventure puzzle game, but it's a bit more than that, and one that's best played rather than just describing it, because the game gives you a unique vibe that elevates it beyond the standard gameplay. A very good time, a nice 6-hour stroll. Super Rare will have 6,000 copies available on Thursday, so plenty to go around. They even have a Steam Box version as well. And our executive producers are excited because God of Resin, Viz, Cartoon Soren, Brent McLean, Punky Dooster and Instacritic have chosen this is their pick of the week. But wait, there's more. Super Rare have done pretty much the impossible. Yes, alongside Shin-En's The Touryst, they're doing perhaps my most long requested physical of all time. Fast RMX. Oh yeah, one of the best racing games on the system, and a minor miracle that they managed to actually make this game with how small the team are, but this is a genuinely impressive game that I love. It's a remix of Fast Racing Neo, which I have physically on the Wii U, but now I would have bought this game were it not for something I'm going to mention very soon. Perhaps more people are excited about The Touryst, and while that's a great game, I personally don't care about the physical announcement, but Fast RMX, I need that injected into my veins. Once again, there are 6,000 copies spread over various packs and bundles and Steam Box and yeah, whatever. And our executive producer, Grant Surt, has chosen this as his pick of the week. Who would choose The Touryst over Fast RMX? You know, whatever. Also, just very briefly, The Touryst, Fast RMX. I know a lot of people were expecting to have some sort of like a bundle, like a double pack. 2 games on 1 cartridge. You know, and personally, yeah, I'm usually all about that. I'm all about the value for the customers. But I think in this case, having 2 separate releases, I think I'll let it slide. I think I'm okay with it. Because Fast RMX and The Touryst, they're just completely nothing alike. They don't share the same genre, the same style of gameplay. They don't even share the same kind of fan base. They are so far removed from one another, you'd end up with some sort of cover art that looks like a value pack found in Poundland. And as someone who likes The Touryst but has no interest in paying extra for it to be added to a copy of Fast RMX, I'm glad Fast RMX is a standalone game. That's my personal opinion. So yeah, I know a lot of people are unhappy with that, but I'm not. I think it's better, for me personally. But there is one thing I am not okay with, and it's something that I wasn't aware of before I started hyping people up, because I knew these releases were going to happen, and I started hyping people up, but there was one thing I did not know about in advance. The price. For some reason, well, we know the reason. Both of these games are £10 more expensive than normal, and that's already after they jacked up the price earlier this year. What's their excuse? Well, in a rather revealing tweet, basically, they said, "We know these games are in high demand, it's gonna be popular, let's make it more expensive. Earn the moolah." And maybe not even for them, because I've said this before, and it's still a question I don't know the answer to. It's either A, super rare games are a little bit snidey once in a while, being a bit greedy here, a little bit greedy there, or B, they are just complete wet blankets when it comes to negotiating with developers and manufacturers. I don't know. But I do find it kind of funny that they keep saying these unexpected price hikes are a one-off. With these games, it's a one-off. With a short hike, it was a one-off. With the Deponia collection, it's a one-off, which, by the way, I told you this would happen. Deponia sold out very, very quickly. And that sent a message to Super Rare that they can keep doing this shit once in a while. They will keep doing these one-offs. So yeah, I was going to buy Fast RMX, but I'm not down for the price hike. That's such a pity. Undead Darlings is Limited Run's latest distribution effort. This is a pretty cool looking dungeon crawling RPG mixed with a visual novel storytelling thingy-mabob. Published by Sekai Projects, it's supposed to be okay. Not great, but decent enough. It apparently staggers in the storytelling aspect, with the undead girlies not actually being that interesting, because let's face it, corpses don't really offer much in terms of excitement unless you're a necrophile. At which point this game is probably better for you than breaking into morgues. Keeps you off the streets, keeps you away from law enforcement, and disease free. You can pre-order this on Tuesday. The Rumblefish 2 is another distribution effort from Limited Run Games. I think a handful of you already pre-ordered the Japanese version a while back when I brought it up, the rather cheap Japanese English release. Well, now Limited Run are offering the Western version on October 11th in both a standard edition and collector's edition, which is pretty much exactly the same as the Japanese version, since the CE also includes a download code for the first game. Bit weird, just stick it on the cartridge, especially with Limited Run. So yeah, there's no difference aside from the price. The Japanese version is much cheaper, especially the collector's edition. Factor in our discount code and potential free shipping, the Japanese version is a no-brainer in my opinion. Links are below. You can also support us at the same time and not get bent over by Limited Run. Always a nice choice. Atari Mania is Limited Run's third distribution effort this week. I thought they said they were going to slow down. This is a fun-looking micro-game compilation as you delve through Atari's past with reworked games such as Yara's Revenge and Asteroids, with everything mashed up in a weird, quick way. Looks like it could be alright actually. Alright, we're heading into the imports, we're heading into Play Asia territory. Yes, if you want to import any game shown here, then please consider using our Play Asia links below. Play Asia is still the #1 way to support me and SwitchWatch. I will always thank you from the bottom of my heart if you use our links to import lovely games. And of course, you can also use our discount code SWTV5. That's SWTV5. That's not all one word because it's not even a word. It's 4 letters and a number. And yes, you can get 5% off any physical item from Play Asia, but please remember to click our link first. That is the way to help us. Now this week, there's only one real import this week. RPG Time, The Legend of Wright. I am royally excited about this one since it released like digitally a month or so ago. It's a charming as hell game, not a proper RPG as such, but someone role-playing an RPG. It's very meta, very creative, perhaps lacks meat to its systems, as there's loads of different styles of gameplay going on, but I adore it. I did want to review this, but none of the companies involved in this game would reply to me, which sucks. I want to sell your game. What's wrong with you? Anyways, aside from this looking and playing awesome, this Japanese-only physical release does have English, and there's even a collector's edition available if you want that. That includes a special box, notebook, and pencil board. Not missing too much if you can't get that. But anyways, there is no Western physical, at least not at the time of writing this. Grab it, it looks great, and our executive producers agree. Well, 2 of them do. Vay and Jennifer M is their pick of the week. Alright, before we get into the community spotlight, I finally have some time to show something off. You may have seen it in the background once or twice. Chicken Police. Our executive producer Brent McLean was nice enough to send me a copy of Chicken Please when he saw it for a reasonable price, so thank you ever so much. And he also sent me some tasty treats. All the snacks are currently in my belly right now, so all that's left to show you is this game, which looks and sounds ridiculous, but actually it is very highly rated. Check Steam. It's an adventure visual novel type game where you solve crimes as a chicken-headed detective. This is a thing apparently. I mean, we have Avery Attorney, Chicken Police, human bodies, animal heads. It's weird, but it works. I'm looking forward to getting stuck into this one. I'll probably leave it until around the New Year's time when I'll definitely have some free time to check it out fully. In Europe, this was a wide retail release, I believe, but in North America, it was GameStop exclusive. Don't 100% quote me on that though, but that's what I remember. I don't remember stuff very well. But yeah, go check it out. It is a good game, so I've heard. I'm excited. Alright, on to you lot. Ashura G sent in this photo showing off a bunch of nice games. The top right one is the unique Japanese double pack of Capcom Collection and Street Fighter Collection. Nice value and a nice box to go with it. Executive producer Brent McLean sent in this picture showing off a couple of games, including the Rainbow Billy game that I missed one time. Yeah, a bit of a strange one. Still have no idea what that game is all about, but I know it was super cheap though. Bunny Bear picked up the gorgeous special edition of Xenoblade 3. Just look how shiny that extrusion is. Oh, whatever the technical term is, somebody let me know. Executive producer Cartoon Sorensen in this picture showing off 4 of the more recent restocks from Play Asia. The only one that isn't here is Oniken and Odalis. Thanks to everyone who supported us with the link purchases for these. Choco Loco James showed off the 2 Valis collections side by side, the Japanese versions. Of course, neither have English, but it's not really a big deal. Really, they should have been all on one cartridge rather than 2, but there's something still kind of charming about the 2 together like this. Foot Gang was happy to track down the hard-to-get English physical version of Romance of the Three Kingdoms. Yeah, that was quite a low print run in Southeast Asia. Executive producer God of Resin picked up these, including Galgun Double Peace, the perfect game for a cultured man starter kit. Go Hobo Go got in this bunch of games, a lot of good stuff in here. I actually mentioned Live Alive in my personal picks of the year so far. I haven't had a whole lot of time to delve into it, but damn, it is just so good. Go watch that video, by the way. Executive producer Instacritic sent in this photo showing off some obscure releases, including the Samurai Showdown 2, which was part of a collector's edition, and Super Cane Magic Zero, a really weird import exclusive, very nice. Japan Skylight sent in this photo showing off these games, including Mushihime-sama Collector's Edition. It does look very nice, I am super jealous, but I'm praying for a triple or quad pack Japanese release, and that would be awesome. Unlikely though these days, what's with limited run getting their tentacles in Japan. Mickey McFlynn sent in this photo with some absolute Disgaea madness. Imagine the amount of hours worth of game in this photo. It would last you like all year. Needless Dragon sent in this photo, including the longest 5 minutes, a rather unique RPG, a bit like Earthbound in some regards, but definitely its own kind of thing. Very unusual. Executive producer Robotech sent in this photo, getting in a package from Limited Run. It's a little bit of a shame that Hyperlight Drifter only came in a collector's edition. For some reason, a standard edition wasn't seen profitable enough for the publisher. Pity. Scarface in this photo with a nice mix of games with Vesperi over there. Looking forward to Symphonia finally making the transition to Switch, but Bandai are making it a hard sell. Firstly, it's the PS2 version, which runs at a lower frame rate, and they didn't include the sequel, which was included in previous releases. Come on, low effort. Psych Villain might as well be an executive producer with all these donations. Thank you ever so much. They got in these games another obscure NIS game, Poison Control, that pretty much came and went without much fanfare. Executive producer Vey sent in this photo showing off the madness of last week. Yes, our man in Japan got them all. I know a few of you had to cancel your limited edition of Little Witch Nobeta because Play Asia had to charge the shipping cost from $3 to $40, which is sad, but they really had no idea how friggin' huge that box is. Gorgeous artwork. Alright, let's have a roundup. Annibal, Godzilla, Joel Parker, Ninja Darkovia, Robin Hatherall, Stephen Dommett, Pabs, Metric Magic, Gary Wells, Johnny, the One. Alright, thank you ever so much for watching and sending in your pictures. If you want to send in your picture, hit me up at Twitter at SoWhatAboutGame. You can DM me, that's more safe, or you can risk it for a biscuit and tag me in a post, which will probably get lost because I get a lot of notifications these days. Everything gets lost. Or you can send it to our email address, the SwitchWatchSpotlight@gmail.com. And we have a Discord where you can submit your pictures there in the submission section once I unlock it. The Discord server link is below. Please just send me one picture per week. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Let's Get Physical. Special thanks to our executive producers, as always, Dane Wilkinson, God of Resin, Boombox, Brent McLean, Jonathan Rumor, Santa Tartaruga, Alexander Cato, JCross7776, Elissa Punky Dooster, Cartoon Soren, Robotech, Z, Raven Knight, Thorn Metal Luna, Parsnip Coffee, Issa, Vey, Mental Traveler Grantsert, Viz, Jennifer M, Instacritic, Precision Plague, and Kadacha. Plus you. Yeah, you watching right now. If you watched all the way through, you're a legend. Because the longer you watch, the more YouTube likes us, yeah, and shows us to other people. That's why this series has grown so much. It's because of you. Alright, leave me, what do we got? What have we got? Okay, winter sports. Leave me a curling emoji in the comments. Yes, there is a curling emoji in there somewhere. Go find it and give it to me, baby. Don't forget to check out some of our other stuff. We've got the best games of 2022 so far. We've got my other channel, A Bit More Jordan, still plugging away at Skies of Arcadia. It's probably going to come, maybe not this week, but I'm hoping for next week because I've got to get it out then because the Switch is getting really busy at that point, and I've got to dedicate time to SwitchWatch because that's how I earn the money. So yeah, and probably bargains, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but go check them out. Take care.